Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy Show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Guys, today we're talking about community. Such an important topic. I think I've been thinking about a lot lately for various reasons. And when you can cultivate, rely upon, ultimately serve community, you not only get the opportunity to serve other people, but also yourself and those who you care about, including your own family and your own community. And oftentimes the community, it is a plural entity. There are many communities, which we'll talk about today. So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com, see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We have a really powerful series of programs. Just go to the website. You can see all that we do to enhance organizational and individual productivity. So using joy itself, which is pretty cool as a driving technology. So thanks for being with us. Let me say a few words about myself first. For those of you who are new, this is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the Pulitzer Prize nominated I Need to Win Next Time, Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a Theory of American Literature. I am the board president of the World Stage, a really beautiful nonprofit here in LA's Crenshaw District. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. I guess I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are oftentimes surprised to hear that level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Difficult times for the young MD. Yeah, that's cool. Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" Right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, I know many other people can in their own way, in their own lane. And that's not to dismiss anyone's struggle or any type of systemic barriers to success. We know those things are here. We have to always call those out, always challenge those, always dismantle those, and recognize that we have to also ask the question, now what? Right? We have to keep on going and keep on finding a way despite all the barriers that many of us can have confronted, including myself. So thanks for joining us here. But really all that inspires this show, because I know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So I appreciate you spending this time with me early in the morning time. So let's dive into the topic. Guys, we're talking about community, and point one is that you want to identify, I'll use the word in plural now, communities around you, right? You want to identify folks who are simpatico. At times, our family is a kind of community, right? Our primary community. Our friendship group circle is a kind of community. If you are in a professional guild, I'm a professor, so the professoriate is a part of my own community, for example. But you want to identify, I'm black, I'm pro-black, the black community is my grounding major community, right? So you want to be able to identify what your communities are and, make decisions based upon cultivating them. I've tried to do that much in my adult life. So, you have to be flexible, obviously, but that should be a driving consideration, which goes right into point two. Well, how do you cultivate? What does that even mean, to cultivate community? Well, you want to invest your time and your resources in supporting it, supporting those individualized community. If it's family, it's spending that time. The great poet Kamau Daoud says, "Take time and give it to others." I know for me, a lot of us are super busy trying to do what we do, as we do it, how we do it. And, our time is precious. And then we're oftentimes tired as a result. After our own work day, we're like, woo, I can't give to nobody but this pillow right now. But that's when we have to give, when we are tired, because oftentimes we're working on community after, we've worked a full day. It's not a small thing to do, right? But so it involves investing our time, but also basically serving. That's the way to cultivate community. You need to serve it. You need to be up in it. And we know what service means. A lot of times we come to take, and not that taking is bad. You know, give, as Bob Marley said, give a little, take a little. But many people are coming in with the more exploitive desire to take. You know, and when your attitude is one to give, that's how you cultivate community, because you set an example of service and giving. Now, listen, are people going to take advantage of that giving? Yes. Should you call them out sometimes? Yes. You can't always do it because it's not always so clear who's doing that, or you be calling out people all day long and creating more drama. So what I'm getting to is that certainly in my experience, you know, those who serve in community, you give a lot more than you receive. And at times people look at your service as a weakness and they try to take advantage of it. And at times they do take advantage of it. And of you. I've had that experience happen a lot. But I've also benefited a lot, you know, and in that service and seeing things develop and seeing people's lives impacted. So I'm having a little keep it real there time, just to know that as you do cultivate that community, there's going to be some hardship, heartbreak, disappointment, and feelings of and feelings of exploitation. You know, that's what it is. And so, but once you know that coming in, and you can address it, because I haven't always been so good at addressing it, because I didn't really see it or just didn't want to rock the boat in the middle of trying to build stuff. I've gotten better at it now, but that's a part of the equation. You know, people are going to try to exploit, and they will exploit. So, but again, as you know that coming in, you can address the issues more effectively. I know my friend Dwight Tribble, who's the executive director of the World Stage, does a great job. He's just a great people manager. I've learned a lot from his style of leadership. He's really good at just people management and just leading. Because leadership is not easy. I mean, he is a great leader. If you get a chance, go to theworldstage.org. It's a great nonprofit here in Los Angeles. It's an arts organization. Also a full-service jazz club. I mean, 7 days a week of music and literature workshops, programs, performances. Of course, now we're in COVID. In fact, we're having a big event. So we have a whole full professional live streaming capacity. So this Saturday, tomorrow, I'm leading a program tomorrow. I'm the board. I'm usually behind the scenes, but I'm going to come out for a little bit. I'm leading a program called Poets Stand United Against Racism, the community of poets. That's one of my communities. That would be 7 o'clock West Coast time. Go to theworldstage.org and look for that link. Anyway, so, which goes right into point 3. Oftentimes the community are plural. And you want to feel comfortable with being in many communities. You know, at times, I know certainly when I was younger, I was, you know, in a good way, so pro-Black and so focused on that community that I was averse to seeing other people as a part of my larger community or other organizations. Identify primarily with, still do, of course, because I'm Black, with Black people. But I've, in fact, through Dwight Tribble's help, Dwight has a great phrase. He says, "Man, I'm down with who's ever about the righteous cause," right? So whether that's my community of poets, my community of professors who are conscious, my community of artists, visual artists, you know, people in the arts, you know, my community of activists, people who are about justice, my family, really embracing all those communities. And in that, you can serve and be in those communities with integrity. And the result is that it just gives you strength. Because when you're alone, I mean, certainly COVID has reminded me of that, because I'm alone more than I am usually. I think many of us probably are. That being in community, it gives you absolute strength. My other colleague, Melina Abdullah, is also really good at cultivating community, and I see the strength that she creates for others in herself. She is one of the co-founders of the Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, probably one of the most effective Black Lives Matter chapters in the country, if not the world. And just watching her do what she does, also super impressive, super proud of her, and grateful again for her leadership as well. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Boom, that's it. Boom goes the dynamite. We'll see you when? Oh, today's Friday, so we'll see you this afternoon at 4:45. We, again, air only the weekdays, so tonight is the last show of the week. Or this afternoon at 4:45 is the last show of the week. And how about those Lakers? Boom.